I played about an hour of this in advance because I had so many issues with it that I kind of just wanted to consolidate them, make the video a little bit shorter. Some creepy olive and red, so you look like Bison. Have some pink crew members. This is something that I really hate, that you can't, there's no, somebody just has a huge hard-on for lightning. They cannot just let you hover and read, but you have to drag and drop everything. Oh, I have to do the tutorial again because I started a new game. I redid the tutorial before I even started the game because I didn't think they'd do this to me. Did I not drop a fire guy? Oh, okay. He didn't go right on the spot, that's why. Welders for regenerating armor. Tech head. Which one don't we get? Specialist. What does specialist do? Did I miss that earlier? Is that yeah, see, it doesn't work that one. You gotta put them on the big one. So are specialists for the weapons then? I don't understand what specialists do. So do we go to port now? Yes. Okay. This screen I absolutely hate for several reasons. I don't understand why we have to walk around this screen. This seems to be completely contradictory to the rest of the game, and the pathfinding is atrocious. So yeah, that's where I wanted to go. Thank you. So I'm trying to get over here, talk to this guy, and I don't even understand why I need to be doing this. Is this going to be a part of the game later where I have to run around the field and talk to people? Because that part of the game is really going to suck if I have to do that. Let's try this again. No, I don't like character sprite. I mean, the game is so menu dependent anyway. Use this one. Merry Christmas. Okay, sure. But all this walking around, not super necessary. Oh my dear God. This really just artificially lengthens the game. And this shitty smog effect to hide how bad the sprites look. Why? Why not just make this a menu? Let me go in there. See, look, I have to drag this. This is another artificially lengthening bullshit part of the game. Cute lamp they have up there. I wish this were a better game. No? Okay. Too expensive. Too expensive. Cheapest one. If I could just hover and see what I have to save. Okay, I can't even buy the cheapest weapon. Fantastic. Right back into the store because of the pathfinding. Let me check the ship again. I think 7 might be too many people. Max ballistic positions is 3. So, okay, max personnel 22. Can I get out of here without... Oh, I have to click this. Okay. So I have to go all the way to the end of the pier and to the right to get out of here. To his right, I guess it's the left of the screen, but whatever. So here we got a little bit more guidance. We have to read this note that we got. We have to go north, I believe. We remove their main operating base north of our position. We have our full support. Of course, nobody actually is supporting us. We just have to come back here all the time. Oh, that's right. Can't hover. How to do this shit. This is for the leak. We'll put that in 1. This is reduced hull breach. Okay, put that on 3. I'm sure, like, if this game lasts like 10 hours or something, let's say, that just doing this all the time when you get new stuff, gonna add at least an hour to your play. So let's see if my crew is still where they were before. They're not, so I have to quickly put everybody over here. I hate this. I don't have any time to get anybody ready. And there's no pausing either, so. Shit. Now I gotta click on these guys and try to blow these things up missile command style. God damn it, dude. Come on. It's really hard to lead shots with this cannon, by the way. These guys suck. Go away, please. I guess I'll make another fireman out of him. Shit. Not exactly on the thing again. Come on, dude. Well, I guess our aim was better this time. Must be the Christmas tree. Welder. Please just hit them. They're much better shots than I am, apparently, so that's good. But Jesus, we're gonna die. Perhaps I should have hired more people. Nope. Died. Okay, so there are 3 things happening in any given battle depending on whether you want to take control of the guns yourself. You have the missile command game happening if you press down space. There's no pause, so hopefully you set up the ship the way you wanted to beforehand. Well, you can't, really. You can't have everything set up the way you want beforehand. You can't have anybody assigned to any position beforehand. I mean, I guess, I think I remember that when I come back to a battle after one, it does save their positions from last time. But okay, we have enough. Didn't have enough peoples. Should have just bought everybody. But okay, so you have 3 games. You have the missile command game. You have the make little dudes pop on top of your ship, I guess, game where you click on people. And then you have the crew management game. And I don't think that those games are necessarily combined when you're playing. I don't think that they overlap very well. You really have to concentrate on one of the 3. And you're not going to concentrate on the one where that's like the 4th wall breaking and they land on top of your ship under the ocean or whatever. But, man. So are they still there? They are. Okay, good. That's good. Let's get a tech head over here. And we'll just, you know what, we'll just make the specialist go here. So I'm not going to take control of the guns at all. I want to see what they're good at with their, whether or not they can get these squadrons themselves entirely. Doesn't seem like it. I feel like it's just swinging back and forth. It's not actually aiming at anything. It's hard to lead these guys. Oh, damn it. There we go. Got him. Finally. We got 300 for that. It's not enough to buy anything, unfortunately. Like, this is just... We're really just going to have to grind through these rounds here. Because I don't see how... Without a significantly more crew that I'm going to be able to handle this. I'm out of ammo again. Taking so much hull damage right now. There we go. Finally. There's only 9 of those ships flying around that I have to deal with, and I can't get through one wave without taking a shit ton of damage usually. So the fastest way I found to go back home is just to do this. Like, there are a couple things that are just immediately obvious to me as problems. Again, this port business, walking around, like, is there going to be yet another game where you're running around on land and this is important to know how to do? I feel like this part of the game was made first and they didn't want to get rid of it. That's kind of what it feels like. But it needs to go. There's no point in having this at all. The space between clicking here and here should be the only amount of time I have to wait. Not how long it takes, you know, a little sergeant here to waddle his way over. Like, okay, here, let's go over here once. Okay, so we're at this, you know, close enough to that. We go here. And hold on, I got a better idea. Okay, so I'm at this corner here, right? And I've hired everybody I want to hire. Let's see if I can go in there. Let's see if I can get in here. Talk to this guy. Okay. Crew for hire. I hire a couple guys, whatever, right? And then I want to go here. I want to get, okay, I've hired everybody I want to hire. Now I want to leave. These are probably the furthest, like, likely points you want to go, right? This is a great game. Look at this gameplay here. 36. So what? It's more than 10 seconds. I forgot where I started. I think I started at 36, but then I wasn't looking when it ended. So, but that's why I put the clock up. Like, look how long that took. There's no reason to have this in the game at all. It just is stupid. And I hate, like, especially, I think sometimes this happens too, if I want to go over here. Ah, yes. Now how long will it take me to get over there? I mean, it's a pathing issue. You can fix it, but it shouldn't even be in the game. There's no point in having this walk around. Like I keep saying that again, there's going to be maybe another area where it's going to be useful to like be able to get around things, and then pathing will be an issue. But look at this. I'm never going to get here now. So now I have to add all of these extra clicks to get over here. And for what reason? Why even have this part? Why is there even that at all? Like, what are you parking over here? Or docking, I guess. Like, that fits in here. Like a little tiny... little schooner or something. I don't know. It's just really oddly designed port, I guess. But then... yeah, even like, why is that there? Why is there? I don't know. So this is actually my biggest like irritated moment in the game, is like when I'm just trying to navigate, when I don't need to be navigating at all. There's no navigation necessary. And then the second one is having to drag the chips into every little thing so you can read what they do, instead of just hovering and then picking and then drag. Like, the little lightning effect is cool, sure, but just have that for when you're going to equip whatever it is. Add a little drama to your equipment selection rather than to every single thing you have to read, and you get tired of the effect, or I do anyway. And then let's see, what else did I have a problem with? The path finding, the dragging and dropping. The font is a little tiny. I can't really read this. I know what it says, but I had to get a little close to it to read it the first time. And then reading the chat bubbles, they're a little too small as well. I mean, they're scaled correctly to what your character size is, but that's not really a... You've got so much empty space to work with if you're going to have a stupid overworld like this. Like, I would much rather just click on portraits. Like, click on Al, and then he says stuff, and then it switches to his shop menu or something. That would be better, I think. And then there are, like I said, too many things going on at the same time when you're fighting anything. And the AI shooting the guns was doing a better job than me for many targets, for hitting anything, like just a whole wave of planes coming by. It was doing a good job of hitting them. It was doing a reasonably decent job of hitting the paratroopers. But like, that's the most active thing you do, really. Like, it seems active that you're walking around here, but really you're just waiting as he walks. So it's like, it's better than having to use the arrow keys, certainly, but it's not very active and it's not exciting, and you're not really accomplishing anything. You're just wasting time. So the most active thing that you really do is when you take control of the cannon, and that's what I did, and I enjoyed that. Even though I was bad at it, like, that, it felt like a skill thing. I could get better at it and improve my game eventually. And I can't do that when I have to micromanage the crew. And the crew management is horrible too, because you can't have... Like, I mentioned before that, like, changing your characters into different characters is annoying and unwieldy. especially since the drag and drop has to be so precise. I would much rather just drag, like if I've got the fireman and the fire always takes place in the same area of the ship, like in the hull area, like you've got like the, let's see what side, what is my camera flipped? Whatever. On the one side you have the, where the breach happens, and one side has the fire happening. And if it's always going to be those two spots, then why not just drag the fireman just onto the general area and then he goes immediately to the fire? And similarly, in the gun controller areas where there's several different little narrow pieces or little drop zones you can put the fireman to take out fires, that I don't see why that matters. Just put him in a room that there's fire and he'll take care of where the fire is. Like that's way too much micro to put him exactly where the fire is. And it's not too much, but it takes too much time. And time is so important because you can't pause. Everything's happening in real time. So you need to either eliminate several choices or make the choices faster to make, or both. Both would be ideal. Have fewer choices to make on the fly and make those choices easier to perform. And I really feel like having just staff. I'm going to turn this clock off so I can think. I keep looking at the clock. If you're going to have several different characters that can do things, like it's nice that you can change on the fly what people do, but it's not nice to do that when you're in the middle of combat. Like at the beginning of the fight, if you're not going to just have that be pause and just hit when you're ready and then go once you've got everybody set up, then just lengthen the time, because 8 seconds is really not enough time. Neither at the beginning of the round or whatever, where you're first placing guys and you're not really sure where you're going to need them. Like that's not enough time for that, especially since some of those people you need to convert still. And then when you're getting into the next wave, there's not enough time to reallocate or reassign people or reteach people. And I'm not necessarily saying that you should be able to pause all the way between waves of enemies, but certainly either before the match itself or in an entirely different screen, have the ability to manage your people. Because you spend so much time, like when you're traveling in the overworld, let me get over there in like 12 seconds or whatever. Okay, so like when you get to these nodes, I'm gonna feel like an idiot if there is like a thing on the screen that I can click on and fix my guys. I just click on myself. Like you're just at sea, you're just chilling like with your people, like they're not doing anything. This would be the time to study up and you know, get your certification in welding or something like that. This would be the time to do it, but you can't. You got 8 seconds when you get there to decide what you want to do with your life before you know, sink. It's way too tactical in areas that don't need it. I want to be able to be prepared for something that I know I have to deal with, and then make those decisions on the fly when those situations happen. Okay, let's say the aim was better from the AI for hitting those ships that are flying around, those aircraft that are flying around. I don't mind letting the AI handle those guys because there's so many. You're going to hit one at random anyway. So I'm going to deal with managing my people. But when it's down to 1 or 2 aircraft, then I want to switch to the missile command controls and knock them out, because even though I'm a bad shot, it's a little bit faster to do it that way. I'm so worried that something's going to happen on my ship, or I'm so busy clicking on paratroopers that I can't do it. I don't have enough time to get everything done. I don't want to change the whole paradigm of the game and make it a turn-based game either. So what you have to do is you either make the decision of the things that you want to do right away. Like you got to know in advance that you're going to make every decision, every play that you're going to make when you get there. Like if you know what all your people do and you can quickly just practice moving your mouse around really fast and microing everything, that's the way you have to do it. But it's not really, that's not new player friendly. Like if somebody's coming into the game and trying it out, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for a new player. It's frustrating for me. I'm a new player. And I think that's just a real easy thing to fix. Like a lot of the elements that are abhorrent in this game are how time is managed. And because it's a real-time game, you definitely need to have the space to make your decisions. I think that reflected in my play because I was so overwhelmed with the number of decisions I had to make and very limited information on whether or not those decisions were correct, that I just sort of focused on shooting stuff. And I focused on one part of the game. I focused on essentially like a third of it. There are 3 tasks that happen during the game, or during the combat game, whatever. There are 3 minigames happening, and the minigame I choose is the one that's the most active because it feels like I'm contributing the most in that case. So I feel like the tutorial could be a little bit more informative. I feel like when you have it in the menu like that and you do it and then you go into a new game and then it puts you in the tutorial again, it's a little bit unnecessary. I understand why that happens. The tutorial should be skippable. If you start a new game and you don't want to have it do a lookup or something, has this person completed a tutorial recently? You know, it seems maybe a little bit too complicated, but just make it skippable instead. I think maybe that tutorial information is available in the menu. Let me look. Oceanic Handbook, Battle Manual. Okay, good. You guys do have the information available to look at stuff. Changing Bay. Oh, good. There's a faster way to reload too. Oh, that must just be for that. What's going on there in that particular game. Whatever. I haven't gotten that far. Okay, they're not clickable, so I can't actually see what they're best used for. Like, I don't think it tells you what you use engineers for. Did it? I don't remember. I do like the specialist kind of looking like Duke Nukem though. Yeah, it's very close to being at least playable. But the choices that are the most interesting don't give you enough time to consider them. So that would probably be where I would fix things first, as far as where the actual active portion of the game is, where you're actually doing the combat missions. There needs to be a way to fix how much time you have to do things. The AI aiming at the enemies is better, so you can legitimately focus on placing people, or just having more time to place people in the beginning, something like that. There are so many small fixes that altogether would drastically change the game actually, but even just doing one of the things would make the game so much more playable for me, and I think make the game stronger as a whole anyway. I think it's close. I think if you want to support them and see if they actually get something done with your money, I mean, that's really your decision. But if all you want to know if this game is a buy or not right now, it's certainly not a buy yet. Like, you're basically just funding a Kickstarter you can play at this point. I think it's just so close. It's sad. Like, I don't want to shit on this game because I see the promise in it, but it's not delivering for me yet. So I'm gonna have to probably come back to this in, like, I don't know what their numbering system is, but maybe when this is like an 8 right here, I'll come back. I don't know what kind of change that represents, but I need to wait a while on this one. I'll flag it for a return. I'll look at it again when it's perhaps better, more refined, and hopefully addressing some of the issues that I mentioned. But it's not a buy, so time for me to move on to the next one. Thanks for watching.